Hello Stablebugs and welcome to yet another video. Now let's address the obvious, change of location. Why is that? I'm in Lincoln, back in my uni town. I'm excited, I'm happy, everything's good. Since it is the first week back to my uni town, there has been some celebrations, and as a result I feel like absolutes, to keep it safe for the families, crap. Like, the hungover's gone, but my neck hurts, like, so stiff. I can barely do that. I feel like a counter options figure. So I thought, hey, let's give myself a little rest and not do a whole giant discussion-y, talky, in-depth analysis video. Let's just go for something nice and easy and different, because God knows I need that. So I thought, oh, what can I talk about? Well, new showrunner's coming out. I could talk about what changes I want to see, what I want to see him do. Then I thought, actually, let's specific it down. Historical adventures. Mainly, they've been set in Victorian London. Victorian London, or England, has been a main setting for historical Doctor Who episodes. There has been a vast majority of them since 2005. So I thought, hey, where else would I like to see? Where else would I like to Doctor Who dip its stubby little fingers into? Let's just quickly have a reminder before we do anything else that the Doctor Who experience is its last day today, so let's hold a moment of silence. Okay, that's enough. I hope you're sitting comfortably, because Christ, I'm not. First port of call, most recent place I'd like him to go to. I don't think you could make an episode of it, but Woodstock, New York, 1969. Please. Even if it's in a throwaway thing, like the whole Saxon thing in Magician's Apprentice, I'd love to see the Doctor at Woodstock, because you can't look me in the eyes and tell me he wouldn't be all over that. Rock and roll, it's a free festival preaching love and unity, and it's standing against war. That's the Doctor's whole mythos. He'd be down for that. If he's not up on stage performing some song from the future, he's definitely in the audience smoking the good old Mary Jane, even though you couldn't show that on a family television show at prime time on BBC One. But, well, there is no but, you can't do that. But yeah, you get the idea. Seeing the Doctor in a flower crown with, like, John Lennon sunglasses, hit me up with that, please. Maybe cut the scenes where he's taking LSD. And of course, Woodstock was standing against the Vietnam War, which was happening at the time, which leads me on to, in a completely different take on it, the Vietnam War, any time between 1955 and 1975. I think that's the dates. Look at me, correctamundo. Now, the Vietnam War isn't, like, sort of notorious for being light and being easy to portray on a family show at prime time on BBC One, but Big Finish have been known to dip their toes into dark waters, and maybe they have done Vietnam. If they have, hook me up. But the thing is with Vietnam, it was so brutal that you wouldn't need a monster or an alien to make it. It would make a great pure historical with the sides and humans were the enemy all along, that sort of schmill. But you could have some great stuff. Vietnam is a pivotal point in history, and it's nice to see Doctor Who's take on that for whatever it could, probably on Big Finish or not televised, but it'd still be good to see. I'd love a scene with the Doctor playing Russian roulette. That'd make for some great watchings. Maybe that's how he regenerates, because he loses. Going a bit back, any time between 1818 and 1879. Whoa, but wait a minute, are they alarms? Is that the, hang on a minute, that's in Victorian times alarm? Shut 'em up, because I don't want to see it in England, I want to see it in Africa during the Zulu Kingdom. The Zulus they're such an interesting people, and there's definitely something about other cultures and other tribes of different continents the Doctor Who can certainly explore, and something they can show more of. I mean, you can show famous figures in that kingdom. Shaka Zulu, for example. You could have their wars with the British if you want to have a certain layer of comfort with what you're historically doing. But yeah, I think it's not so much that I want to see the Zulus. I mean, it is because I do love me a tiny bit of Zulu. But I think it's because I just want to see other cultures explored more, because whole of time and space, anything that ever happened or ever will, yet we only see Caucasian people a majority of the time. And that's not being political, I'm stepping down from that, that's me just saying, hang on, let's be a bit realistic here. you know, for a show that involves a police box that's bigger on the inside, let's be a tiny bit realistic. We're going back to England for the next one. Hold on, is that you said you weren't going to talk about England, Sirens? Shut them pisses off. Don't want to see Victorian England, I want to see England between any date of 1642 to 1751. Because they were the dates of the English Civil War, and I do love the English Civil War because it's like one of the first major events of history that I learned about or like remember being interested in, because it's such an interesting thing. You've got Parliament versus the monarchy, you've got the Roundheads versus the Cavaliers, but most importantly, you've got the aesthetics. I think Doctor Who like portrayed a brief bit of the Stuart era and Charles II and all that stuff in like series 6, but that didn't even last 2 minutes. Shove me fully into that environment, show me some Charles I and Oliver Cromwell and all that jazz. You have a bit where the Doctor gets captured by one side and then he breaks out and he gets captured by another side. Or you could like do a nice bit of classic Who feel there with the Doctor getting captured over and over again. But mostly I just want to see the Doctor dressed in a Cavalier outfit, because my god, those guys were fancy AF. Jumping a bit back now, any time before 1492 America, before Columbus came in and started the slaughter of the Native Americans. Let's see what their culture was like when they were peacefully living by themselves, because Native Americans do have a rich culture, and if you want to make it nice and Doctor Who-y and throw a monster in there, they've more or less supplied you with everything anyway. I mean, it was the Native Americans that originally came up with Bigfoot, and if you want to see Doctor Who take on Bigfoot, that would be perfect. I mean, I won't go through all the monsters and folklore myths that the Native American people came up. Just look up on Wikipedia, folklore and monsters of the indigenous people of America, or something like that, and you've got a whole list. It's all alphabetised, and you've got so many creative things that you can work with on Doctor Who, because it's not like they shied away from exploiting different people's cultures in the name of aliens and monsters in the past. Let's shove that on the Native Americans. Now, specific date, moving backwards 200 years, 1211, or more specifically I was thinking the Battle of Yulin, which was the battle between the Chinese and the Mongols, and is when Genghis Khan ploughed through the Great Wall of China, you know, as he did. This is specifically because I just want to see Asia on Doctor Who, because Asian history is so rich in content. Also, it's just a chance for a historical figure to come up, because I do love a good old historical figure episode. We haven't had a proper one in a while, so give me some Genghis Khan or someone, or just any, you know, Chinese historical figure, because why not just show a bit of Asia, will you? Anytime around 210 BC, yep, we've gone past the 0 mark now, we're that side of history, when the Terracotta Army was made, and the Terracotta Army is this giant army made out of terracotta. That's the end of that segment. No, but it was made to protect a dead emperor from, I don't know, attacks in the afterlife, something like that. But I just thought, oh, what if they weren't just statues? What if they, actually were protecting the emperor? What are they protecting him from? Oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm not pitching the episode idea. I just want to see the Terracotta Army involved in some way, because I do love the Terracotta Army. It's a lovely piece of art. Carrying on the BC track, anytime between 300 and 400 BC in Greece. Ancient Greece. Why haven't we seen more of ancient Greece? Oh my god, that's like the pinnacle of evolution from sciences and linguists and astronomers and I don't know, everything else. Let's see some philosophers. Give us some Socrates, give us some Plato, give us some fucking mythology, Medusa, the gods, Zeus, Aphrodite, Cupid. Give me some sweet Olympic games if you want. Give us some blokes running about in togas. Oh, or do you want something a bit more violent? Let's go up to Sparta, where they leave babies on hills if they're not strong enough. Give us some Athens versus Sparta if you want. Give us that old nice mash. The 300 army with Leonidas. Let's see a bit of that, thank you very much. Any time before 3500 BC, and that year specifically because that is the first year where documented history has been documented. So before that, the world is our oyster. Anything could have happened, and we wouldn't have known about it because it wouldn't have been documented. There could have been alien invasions on a worldwide scale, and we wouldn't have known about it. Let's see some cavemen fucking up some Daleks. But yes, why not? The one thing with historical episodes is that I think writers think they have some limitations with accuracy in history, but when you've got no documented history and you've got nothing to, there are no rules to stick by, that's like the ultimate freedom as a writer for something like Doctor Who. Let's use that, because if you think about it, there's that whole thing where, like, if the time of, like, how long Earth has existed has been on a clock, humans have only been around for the past 5 minutes or something, that's a whole, like, 55 minutes you can explore there. But hey, let's push the boat out a little further. Any time before 3.3 million BC, pre-evolutionary, approximately. The history of how life on Earth started and how Doctor Who says it started are two very different things, because on Earth, I think the theory is a bit of the moon like came into orbit, a rock came, and that sparked off the primordial soup, and that made life evolve, and then the dinosaurs came, and then the meteor came, and then humans came, everyone came, and then eventually we're here. But Doctor Who, a Jaggeroth ship exploded first, and that triggered life on Earth. Then the moon came as Silurians, humans and dinosaurs somehow coexisted, and then the moon came, that made all the Silurians scatter off. Then the thing from Earth shock happened, and that wiped the dinosaurs out. Basically, we've had freedom and we've changed science already. I mean, the moon's an egg, so you can do whatever you want at this point. But basically, pre-evolutionary, the one thing I want to get is just let's see the Silurians when they're in the most dominant prime, because I am a lover of a good Silurian, not someone like Vastra. Oh, controversial opinion. Fight me! But yeah, let's see the new Silurians, the Sinurians, and the old Silurians with the 3 eyes. Let's see them coexisting, shall we not? Let's see them hunting apes. Let's see them riding dinosaurs. Let's see them just in their culture, and then, you know, have a giant war or something. Yeah, basically, they're my brief ideas, my brief, ill, drunken ideas. But thank you for listening to these ramblings. Hopefully seeing me has somehow entertained you, or if not, just made you feel better about your own life. But yeah, have a nice day, stay hydrated, don't get drunk and headbang on a bench and hurt your neck for the next 2 days. Don't make my mistakes.